I get why they have to have shotguns in the game, but shotguns just take no skill whatsoever. And there was one that was like the AA-12, and you're just going around just getting popped. Yeah, I'm in Skid Row on the second floor, just getting destroyed.
Overall, big success. Like I would say. I mean, this is like, I saw a few people have some negative things, which we'll definitely talk about, but this was a step in the right direction, this beta. I would say a big step. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 139 of the COD Casuals podcast. We're your host, Mike.
I'm Justin.
Justin, how we doing, brother?
Doing good.
Yeah, man. Really? Coming off a good weekend, huh?
Yeah. Beta weekend.
Dude, it finally happened.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, it was a lot of hype coming into this weekend. We were excited for it. We told you guys all in the last episode we were stoked for it. Mm-hmm. We finally made it through.
Yeah.
But like, I will say that before we jump into all the specifics of it, it was a bit of a balancing act. I think we did a good job with it for the most part, because everybody knows like we're trying to complete season 6, which we'll talk a little bit about right now. You know, the weather's good; it's chilling.
Yeah, it's getting darker.
It's getting darker, which sucks.
Yeah,
but it's cold. It's like kind of cold today, which I love. But yeah, we've been doing like I don't even know, not even a 50-50. It's been more like an 80-20.
Yeah,
kind of a thing right now.
Yeah,
I mean, we've hit the goal. You had your goal crossed off on the up on your calendar there. Hit level 1100 by the 6th.
Yeah,
which you did that right now. What level are you at right now in the MW2?
I want to say like 1137, 38, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, my goal is to hit 1150 by 1015. So by the time you guys listen to this, if I hit my goal, I'll be 11:15.
Yeah.
Or 11:50. But yeah, we have been splitting time. Like we played enough, I think, of the beta to get the gist.
Yeah.
But yeah, MW2, again, we're going from MW3 and then playing MW2 and then back is just, you can feel the difference.
Yeah, it is a big difference, but I will say it's not as big of a difference as you might think.
Yeah.
For people maybe who have not had the chance to play the beta yet because they didn't pre-order it or just haven't really, bothered to. Because I will say, like, I went and loaded into MW2, played, for an hour, and then I was like, okay, let me go play the beta. And my first game on Skid Row, I absolutely annihilated.
Yeah, the move is to go from MW2 to MW3.
Yeah.
If you go from MW3 to MW2, you feel the clunky.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would say, like, that's the biggest thing that I've noticed. So we'll just go into it right now. Like, overall, big success.
Yeah.
Like, I would say. I mean, this is like, I saw a few people have some negative things, which we'll definitely talk about.
Yeah.
But this was a step in the right direction, this beta.
Yeah.
Like, I would say a big step. There's still problems with it, of course. It's not perfect, but I think for the most part, it's pretty good. And like the biggest thing for me, biggest difference, if you wanted to know, like right off the bat, is the movement. For me, it's so much faster in MW3, like way faster.
Yeah, and it's smoother. And we'll just say it from the beginning, so we don't have to keep saying it. But when I texted you, right, when I got to play a little bit, I was like, dude, when you play MW3, it's gonna be like MW2. It feels like MW2. Or it looks like MW2, let's say. But yeah, the movement in the game, this is what MW2 should have been from the start.
Agreed.
So when people are saying we just paid $70 for like a DLC, kind of true. Because I texted you, and I know I was the one, like I'll own to it, I was the one on the podcast, I was like, it is a new game, and I still hold to that. It is still a new game. It's not like MW2. But when you spawn in and you look at the map and the UI and everything, it's like, is this not MW2?
Dude, then the voice commands.
Yeah, the voice commands are the same.
Yeah, I think that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like, anytime like we load into... I'm trying to give an example of, like, if they would say the game mode, or, like, when your character goes and says, like...
UAV inbound.
Yeah, UAV inbound, or, like, throwing a grenade. Like, it's the exact same.
Yeah.
Which, I think that's a little crazy.
Like, granted...
Like, come on!
No, yeah. Granted, it is going from, like, one MW to another.
Right.
So it's, like, it does technically transition over. But, yeah, like, you load into the game, and it's MW2.
Yeah.
It looks like MW2. It doesn't feel like MW2. It's definitely faster, but I don't know. This is what MW2 should have been.
Yeah, I don't know. There used to be a feeling that we would get going to the new CODs, like when you would jump in, you're like, oh man, like this is so weird, like how everything's laid out and like what their vision of what COD should be. And I didn't get that from this at all. You know, it really just, I loaded in. I was more excited about just playing the maps more than anything. But I'm just like, all right, like you said, yep, this is the exact same thing. Like the UI is pretty much like 95% carbon copy. The voice commands, everything's like pretty much a total rip from the last one. At the same side though, like I don't care about those things.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like the voice command thing, it's weird that they have the exact same ones. And I'm like, you know, it's kind of lazy. You know, I mean, it is lazy. But do I really care about that? No. Like I wouldn't be listening to that and being like, wow, that's so awesome that they changed that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's such minutia and little things that it doesn't add up to like anything in the score of the game.
Yeah, and the game is, you know, it is new. It is a new game. It's just when people say this is a $70 DLC with MW2 maps that should have been in the game, I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
To like an extent, you know? It's like they took, you know, we got to the standard again of what COD is. It's like they literally speeded up the game and then added things that were already in the game and gave us maps that were already made that we liked, and we're all like, whoa.
Yeah.
The game's so much better. And it's like, yeah, we knew this game would have been better if it had all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's a weird...
it's weird.
It's weird because, I agree that it should be 70, but at the same time, I'm with you on the... like, it's just a little... It's almost like we should have paid 70, like you said. We should have paid 70 for this last year.
Yeah.
You know, and should be getting like another revamped version of this game.
Yeah.
You know, I think this more illustrates what a failure MW2 was.
Yeah.
You know, compared to this, because like if
Infinity
we were
Ward.
right, because if we were playing this right now last year,
Yeah.
a lot of people would be happy. You know, but yeah, it is what it is. It was fun though. I mean, my first game, dude, I loaded into to Skid Row. Man, that was a trip. I'm sure for a lot of people listening too, when you load into those maps, it's very weird.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, dude, like thinking that. I mean, when did MW2 come out?
2009.
Yeah. I mean, so it's been over, and we played that for, you know, about a year straight. I mean, it's been over a decade since I've played those maps.
Yeah.
But like for what, there's some part of our brain that just instantly knows those maps.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yep, I know. Like I spawned like in the back, like field area. I don't even know what you call it.
The playground? Like
No, the
playground
opposite
side?
of the playground. The other side, like where the
where the like the
garage area is.
the crates are and stuff.
Yeah. I spawned in there and was like, yeah, I'm gonna go left, go through the tunnel, gonna go through that window. They're probably gonna be like right there.
Yeah.
Sure enough, get a 2-piece. I'm like, yep, here we go.
Yeah.
Like,
It was really weird. And for the people that played MW2 back in the day, like us, I'm sure they felt the same feeling. But then the people that never played MW2, you could see it on the map.
oh yeah,
The people that have never touched MW2, they're lost.
yeah, dude.
Like first couple games, people are lost.
Oh, dude, and I was doing some things too, like thinking on Skid Row, like the spot that I'm talking about. Like when you spawn there, you go right. You know how when you jump up on those little crates to go into mid, there's a little broken like
The hole in.
yeah. Dude, people like don't know about.
Yeah. They don't know that. Yeah.
Like I went jumped through the window and I'm like shooting people there, and I hear people in like the chat afterwards like, what the fuck? Like, I'm like, dude, come on.
There was we were playing, and I was in that hallway, and I was coming out and like looking at that hole, and I just jumped out, immediately aimed in and beamed someone through that hole.
Yeah.
And the person was like, "What the?"
Yeah.
I'm like, we know these spots.
Yeah.
We played these maps, I don't know how many times.
Thousands.
Yeah, a lot. So, but yeah. We'll just dive right into the beta, dude, because I broke everything up for people that haven't played, because I know by the time you guys listen to this, weekend 2's already like over, technically.
Yeah.
And so for the people that didn't pre-order, for the people that didn't play on PlayStation, we'll give you like the recap of everything.
Yeah, so where do you want to start?
So I got a bunch of stuff. So weekend 1, right? PlayStation only. And right now it's for PC players too.
Yeah.
For people that like pre-ordered. But the maps that we got for weekend 1, so we got Favela, Estate, Skid Row, and Rust. And by the time you guys listen to this, they're going to add high rise into weekend 2, which we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Good thing. And the game modes that we had were TDM and Dom. That's it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I was, fine with that. It's whatever.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised by that. I mean, they're going to throw those into the most basic ones.
Yeah.
They don't require like a lot of thought.
Yeah,
for anybody
yeah.
who's going to be going in as like a new player.
Yeah. And then I'll add here too, the spawns for Dom, severely bad.
Yeah.
And I expected spawns to be bad. Like, that happens every game. But it was really bad in this.
Yeah, the spawns the spawns for this beta were atrocious. They've got to be some of the worst spawns I've played in a long time.
Yeah.
I would just be spawning. Like, they kept really faithful to MW2 on this one.
Yeah. And we weren't spawn trapped either. Like,
yeah.
I know when we're spawn trapped. We weren't spawn trapped. Because, like, Dom, for example, like, you flip flop. If someone caps B and someone caps A, you're spawning on C side.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So when that would be happening, we'd be spawning like across the map because people are trying to cap both flags, and I'm just dying. I die at C and I spawn back up at A, and then I die at A immediately.
Yeah, or like we'd have A and B, and then I'm spawning at B, or like they have B and then I'm still spawning there. There was no consistency or like thought as to where I'm going to be spawning.
Yeah, and if someone was holding like a hard angle, like you're dead immediately.
Oh yeah.
There's so many times I literally spawned in, pressed square, I died.
Yeah.
Because someone's already like looking there.
Yeah.
I barely even got to move.
Yeah, the spawns just overall in this were they're horrible.
Yeah.
I saw a few people saying that they're like some of the worst that they've seen in Call of Duty in quite a long time. I can't really add on that. Like they were really bad. I can't remember though from like other Call of Duties, like mainly the last two. I don't remember Cold War having bad spawns or anything like this. But yeah, this ties into the fact that this game is so fast.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't help, like if you're playing Vanguard or MW2, which like they're a lot slower than this game.
Pacing wise.
Yeah, pacing wise. Yeah. It just feels like in this game, at least with those spawns, like you spawn up and then you're like hauling and somebody else already is too, and they kill you right off the rip. Yeah,
and that says something too because they increased the health in this game to 150. So the TTK, time to kill, is faster. Or no, it's longer.
Yeah.
So you die a lot faster in like Vanguard, MW2. This is probably like in lines with like Cold War. Like I like it, but it still feels like you're dying insanely quick.
Yeah.
Because of the bad spawns.
Yeah, and the bad spawns were made like for us it was Favela and
Estate.
Estate
was awful.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask, man, like of the maps that we played, which one was your favorite from the beta?
Oh, it was probably Skid Row or Rust.
Yeah.
Like, Rust is Rust, right? Like, spawns on Rust have always been messed up. But Skid Row is probably, like, my favorite just because I had room to move around. Rust, I was just cracked.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just, like, in my screen, just slide canceling everywhere.
Yeah, I would agree with that, too. Like, I thought Skid Row was by far and away the best map that they put out there. I don't remember Rust being such a big map in the rotation back in MW2.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't, like, for 6v6. It would show up, like, very rarely.
Yeah,
Isn't that right?
Well, towards the end, it definitely would. I feel like towards the end of every COD, they start, like, weeding out, like, the maps that a lot of people, like, never play.
Because that map was just chaos.
Yeah.
But no, I was going to say, Skid Row, though, is definitely the best. My worst one, for sure, was State.
Yeah, mine, too. I think so funny, because I mentioned to Mike, like, beforehand, I'm like, before he played, I was saying, yeah, if you just play a state once, and then, like, that's it. You don't need to just vote against it. Because, by the way, they brought back the voting system, which is great.
Huge W.
But, yeah, I was like, play it once, never play it again.
And then I went this morning that we're recording. I got up, made my coffee. I was like, okay, we'll go warm up a little bit on MW2. And then I hop over to the beta. And first game I load into is Estate. I'm like, oh, sweet, let's go, bro. Like, this is the only map I haven't played yet. And I told you, I was like, after I played it, I'm like, yep, done with that map. I was getting so annoyed.
It doesn't play like the State. Oh, obviously it doesn't, but it really doesn't play like the State from MW2.
Dude.
It's so much faster.
Yeah, it's insane. that map. Same thing with Favela too. Those maps, like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, we're like, it happens every year when we play. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we did way better on this COD, like just in the like starting off in the beta than we have on other ones.
Yeah.
Because of how similar it is to MW2.
Yeah.
But
And we know the maps.
yeah, but there's still that curve where like playing Favela. I mean, we were playing that at like midnight against the absolute crack addict people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like I'm in my monitor. I'm like, bro, I cannot see these people.
Yeah.
Like it's so fast. So there's gonna be a learning curve too for sure. But man, that map Estate, I can't, bro.
Oh, and I want to add to it wasn't just TDM and Dom. I remember it's hard
Kill
point.
confirmed as well. Did they add that in later on? I saw they did, but
Did they? I never played Kill Confirmed.
I never did either. But I saw somewhere that they were. I don't know if they did or
maybe they did like now while we're recording because it's PC now.
maybe they
playing.
Yeah, maybe.
But Hardpoint is in it because I played
true.
Hardpoint.
Yeah.
But yeah, Estate was a rough one. I like, you know, when you're in the Estate and you go to the big windows, you know, that's like a lot of people go there and like look over the like cliff and stuff. And I swear every time I got there, I got ripped, and I don't even know from where.
Right.
Just immediately. Usually in MW2, the OG one, you can go up there, like you could camp there, you could hold it,
Big time.
and like you wouldn't die like as quick. I would run up to that window, get destroyed. I don't even know from where.
Yeah.
Just ripped.
Well, that's the thing. We'll talk about it later on. I'm sure. Talking about the realism and stuff, but I think that ties into a lot of these.
Yeah.
These maps. You know? But overall, like the maps that they chose, like closing out on it, like they were the worst maps they probably could have chose. In my opinion, like some of them, you know, I think
Favela. I mean, a lot of people might hate that. I wasn't the biggest fan of Favela in MW2.
Me either.
There's a lot of like way better maps in MW2 than Favela. So they gave us definitely the more bottom tier maps of MW2.
Dude, the people who like Favela are the people that ran like Model 1887 Akimbos.
Yeah.
Just, you know, right in everybody's face.
Yeah,
like, you know, other than that, like that map to me is on that game.
I'm skipping that map.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Favela and Estate were definitely the two worst ones. Skid Row and Rust were definitely the top two favorites. But yeah, and then so the weekend you guys or the Monday you're listening to this, they added High Rise. And that I'm sure is gonna be a fan favorite. High Rise should flow pretty well in this game.
Yeah.
But yeah, the important stuff that I think a lot of us like want to know is like the weapons. So let's talk ARs, right? So they added the MCW. It's basically the ACR from MW2.
Yeah.
Recoil, no recoil.
Non-existent.
Yeah, with nothing on it too. I literally just added the red dot sight when I unlocked it, and it was a laser. I didn't add anything else on it.
Yeah.
It ripped. And then I know the weapon that you used a lot because I recommended it was the MTZ 556.
Yep.
Which is one of the main like ARs you like load up with, and that gun stock is really good. Yeah, I still use it.
Yeah, I mean we'll get to the subs too, but like the ARs that I used and like most of these guns, the recoil again that's very faithful to the old one. Like there's pretty much no recoil on these guns. Mm. You know, they're like all of them are the Volk from Vanguard.
Yeah.
like it's nuts. Yeah, I used that first one you were talking about that you get in your base loadout.
Yeah.
I was using
MTC.
that. Yeah, I was using that pretty much the entire time. I didn't add anything on it.
Yeah.
Because every time I would, it just wouldn't, like, it would slow down the ADS a little bit, or I'd feel a little bit slower, so I'd just be like, nah, I wouldn't bother.
Just rocket stock.
Yeah, and it was great.
It was still good, yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Yeah, that and the MCW is the ACR. I guess you could argue that and the MTZ, but the MCW was definitely felt more like the ACR in my opinion, and it looked like the ACR.
Yeah.
That thing was really good, and I just added a red dot sight on it.
That's all it needed.
I didn't add anything else on it, and it felt quick.
Yeah, I think with some of these guns, or something at least right now that I'm liking, I'm sure this is going to change as we get into the game more when it fully comes out. But you think back to how it always used to be, where you could only have one attachment on a gun, maybe two if you had bling, back when that was a thing. I kind of like that. it stressed me out when I would have like an ACR class now, or like, I mean, think about just MW2. It's like, okay, you could fill out like all these attachments for these guns, and there's so many combinations. I kind of like how it's like, okay, yeah, all this gun needs is a red dot, and you're like, it's really good. It doesn't need this insane makeover to become this godlike gun. You know what I mean? I like that. It seems more intuitive as to what you think it needs. You're like, oh, the iron sucks. Oh, I don't want to be seen on the mini map. You know, or I need more like, there's a lot of recoil. Let me go control it with a grip. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I like that so far.
Yeah. The gunsmith, it's the same from MW2.
Yeah.
And again, the attachments and stuff for this, like we have a bajillion attachments again. Make it more complicated.
Not a fan of it at all.
Yeah. Because in my opinion, with attachments, I feel like I need to put all 5 on or I'm going to be at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Like I don't like putting only like 3 on. Even if the gun is good, I feel like I need to put all 5 on to make it like, oh, the super weapon it is. And yeah. But again, like the meta's going to change. So
yeah, and that's the thing. Like I like how it is right now where it feels that way. I'm sure though, as we get the full game and you're going to be able to get more attachments, that's going to change. People are going to be like, oh my God, if you put this on the ACR, this thing is an absolute machine.
Yeah,
like, it's so much better than the stock, even though the stock version right now feels good.
Yeah, yeah. And so the third AR was the SVA 545. That, like, I used, like, maybe 2 games. Because the MCW and the MTZ were just way better.
Yeah.
And so I didn't even, like, bother using that gun a lot.
Yeah.
But speaking of, like, the ARs, too, they went away with the, like, tree system where you, like, unlock attachments. They went back to the old way where you just level up and you unlock attachments as you level up, which is good.
Yeah.
Because last episode, if you guys listened, we were saying, you know, like that. Oh, no. Sorry. It wasn't that episode. We were just talking offline about it.
It's probably like what? I don't know if we had talked about it at all, but just about like the tree system.
No,
like,
we talked about that in the meeting we had.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like that. I mean, people like remember from this how you have to go and like use this gun with this attachment, then you get this gun, or like, you know, just like it was kind of convoluted as to how you got stuff.
Yeah, because they wanted you to try out other weapons. So you have to like say you have to level up the ACR to level 9. That unlocks another variant of the ACR. And then you got to go level that up for like more attachments.
Yeah.
They got rid of all of that.
Yeah, which that's the right move.
Yeah.
You know, like use what you want to use. And just through playing the game, then you should have the choice. You know,
yeah.
I don't think it was important for them to try to force this down.
Yeah. Make it, the game's already complicated enough right now. Like remove like those layers.
Yeah.
Weapon tuning, not in the beta. Hopefully not in the game.
Hopefully it stays away.
Yeah, which is, again, a good thing. Less complication. But yeah, that was like, we only had 3 ARs.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to the subs. So best sub in the game, Striker, which is the UMP 45.
Yeah, godlike.
By far.
Yeah. I mean, same thing. It's got absolutely no recoil.
Yeah. Like, Iron Sight's pretty good on it.
Yeah.
Not as good, in my opinion, not as good as the OG UMP. But, like, I like it enough.
Yeah, it's funny. I like that iron sight on the original UMP.
Yeah, I like the
tiny
little
circle.
I like it because it's super tiny instead of, like, the big circle around it.
Yeah, and especially, too, like, that gun with a red dot, like, I couldn't stand.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, don't you think it's weird, too, like side note, don't you think it's strange how some of these guns, like, the red dots that they had for that gun were different?
Yeah.
You know? Like, the UMPs was whatever, but then do you remember the TAR-21?
Yeah.
Do you remember the red dot on that? It was that, like, that half... Dude, horrendous.
Yeah.
It was like the worst red. Like if it had a normal red dot, it'd be great. But I always rock the iron on that because I'm like, I'm not going to this half moon. Like,
yeah.
And I didn't want to use the holographic sight on it, you know, or God forbid the ACOG.
The ACOG, yeah.
You know, you can't be caught with that.
Yeah.
But no, that gun though, the Striker 44, or just a Striker. Yeah, that's a good gun. I mean, it's a really good sub. No surprise that it's obviously mimicking the UMP and it's up there because back in MW2. I mean, it was pretty much all the UMP. That was the gun.
Yeah, that was a sub.
And the MP7.
So the meta, as of the beta, and like I'm gonna predict right now, probably like not even knowing the rest of the weapons, probably the rest of the game, MCW and the Striker.
Yeah.
Because those 2 weapons were insane.
Yeah.
No recoil.
I would agree. I would be very surprised. I mean, it usually a lot of times it works out where like some of the first guns that you get are like relatively early weapons are going to be the ones that end up being in the meta. Like especially for competitive too. I mean, not always in competitive, but like right now those guns, they just seem far and away to be some of the best guns.
Yeah.
And again, since they've got that hype around them being like the ACR and being the UMP, I'd agree with you. I think they're probably going to be the weapons that everyone's going to use.
Yeah, and I added a silencer on the striker, and I just felt like I was playing MW2 again.
Yeah, right.
Like I was killing people relatively quick with the silencer too.
Yeah.
So, like, it felt good. And when you added a red dot on like weapons in general, in MW2 there was a slight delay. If you added any red dot, like you get a slight ADS delay.
Yep.
In this, you don't. They like removed it, which is great because it makes no like you shouldn't be punished for adding a sight on like a red dot sight when it's not like a bigger scope where the ADS is slower where it makes sense.
Yeah.
The red dot sight is basically the iron sight, so you shouldn't be punished for just adding a sight like that. And the ADS being so slow. Yeah,
it makes things more. It's more complicated when you're trying to work through the gunsmith. If you're like, oh man, you go and you use it for
one
like
slot.
Yeah, use it for a little bit, and you're like, dude, like I just can't with the sight on this, you know.
Yeah.
So I like how it's just going to be up to your preference as to what sight you prefer.
Yeah, because in MW2, there are like no weapons that I use a red dot on. Now I've been using red dots just because I'm getting bored, so I'm trying out different classes and stuff. Right. But in this, I had the red dot on the MCW. I had the red dot on like the other AR, the MTZ. Didn't put the red dot on the striker because I don't think you need it.
Yeah.
But I picked one up with it and like it was fine.
Yeah, I had tried, like I did 4 classes, like 4 or 5 that I made really quick, or just like a couple of my custom class. I would play a game with a red dot or like with a suppressor, and then I would take it off just to see if there was any difference, you know. I think like I prefer honestly most of the guns in this game stock. You know, or maybe just like one attachment, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't go crazy with like I felt when I added grips and like, you know, all that stuff. I don't know why like maybe I just didn't have the right combination. I'm sure that's what it is.
Yeah,
it just felt worse to me.
I would say it's that,
you know,
the combination, because we weren't able to unlock every grip or whatever, every attachment. So definitely made it worse.
Yeah,
because like the MTZ, like I added like a grip to it and that was it. Really, in a red dot sight, because all the other stuff made it slower. Yeah, because you could only level up to level 20, and that doesn't unlock everything. Yeah, so
it's like my thing is though, bro. Like if you only had to use a couple of things, they should just trim down the amount of stuff that you have to add in the gunsmith.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Don't give us 90 grips or 90 red dots. We don't need it.
Yeah, we just need like if you're gonna keep the gunsmith and all that, just give us like 3 to 5 attachments for each slot. Yeah,
keep it simple.
Yeah, like 5, like I would say max. Like you can distinguish the grips and attachments like enough within 5.
Yeah,
but any more than that, like now the grips in MW2, it's just way too many.
Yeah,
there's like 20.
Yeah, exactly. And then I need to start like I'm looking up like on YouTube the best class setup. Yeah, you know, for like this godlike combination. I'm like, dude, I have no idea.
Dude, see, that's the thing. I remember doing that, and then this game, like I stopped because I'm like, at the end of the day, it's all preference and like how you feel. Because the tack, for example, there are so many different tack classes. Like use this grip instead. You'll ADS slightly faster, or use this grip. You won't sway. Yeah. And then the pros like had like 2 to 3 different variants. I'm like, well, if the pros have this many variants, like I'm just not gonna care anymore.
Yeah, it's fine. I remember I took I think it was Draza's tack class. He like they had posted it on Twitter, and I was just like, oh, he's like, I wouldn't take like Octane. Like Octane, he's such a like he's a lot more like of a slower player. Yeah, you know. So I'm like, I wouldn't really take him. I'd take someone's faster, and I just copied his loadout, and I was like, yep, this is good. Yeah. And just trusted and rock with that. And I literally have never changed my setup since then. Yeah. You know,
I have like 3 different tack classes, and it's all like, you know, different situations or whatever. But like they're slightly different in one way. Like you just switch a grip. That's why I don't like this gunsmith. Yeah. Because for people that are like OCD and overthink everything,
it's complicated.
Yeah. Like if I remove maybe it's not this grip. Like let me use a different grip.
Yeah.
That's why I'm losing.
Yeah, and then you lose a gunfight, then you go back, put another one on, and then you're going through like 8 or 9 grips.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah.
But I mean, so far from what we had, like it was just a handful of stuff that we could unlock.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I didn't really even bother with it. I mean, we'll have to wait till the full game comes out and then
then
get
we're
a
gonna
scope
put
of everything.
Yeah, I'm just glad they did remove the way that you unlock attachments.
Yeah.
Now at least like we can just level up the weapon and then put what we want and then be good.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so they added the Striker, the AMR-9, and the Rival-9, which are the other 2 SMGs. In those, I got to use the AMR-9. Didn't really touch the Rival-9. Didn't like. They're fun to use.
Yeah.
But the Striker was by far the best sub. Those didn't compete.
Yeah, I only use the Striker. I can't remember if I picked those other guns up.
Yeah.
Like in the moment. But yeah, I mean, you're saying it, and like most of the time when you look at the feed, it was pretty much all like the Striker and all of the remind me again with the other 2 for the AR, the names
MCW.
of them. Yeah, and the other
MTZ.
one. Yeah. It was just like it was those 3 guns all the time.
Yeah, that's what everyone used.
Yeah.
And then I sniped a little bit. There are only 2 snipers in this, but it was the longbow and the RV inhibitor.
Okay.
I used the longbow. Snipers in this game are like pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like messed up, but the mags are insane. Like I spawned in and I had like 10 bullets in a mag.
Damn.
And then one of them had 25. I think it was a longbow that had the 25. I was like, oh my god.
Is it like I'm even trying to think.
Semi-auto?
Yeah, I don't even know.
It is, but I forget which one's which. I think the longbow's the one that's like bolt action.
Yeah, that would make
like
sense.
You have to re-chamber, but no, that had 10.
Yeah.
And then the other one had 25. And like you couldn't like spam really. Like you shoot, wait a second, shoot again. Like,
yeah.
It was like the Barrett, but you couldn't.
You could.
Yeah. You couldn't do that.
Well, I was thinking like the Dragunov too, but the Dragunov was the same thing. You could spam that.
Yeah.
And you could turn that into like a tac rifle almost.
Yeah. The snipers they're pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, if you can quick scope in this game.
Yeah.
So I know they like got rid of quick scoping for like a while.
Yeah.
You definitely can quick scope in this game.
I ain't gonna be doing none of that.
Yeah.
I'll be picking up snipers and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not. I'm definitely not like part of the community where I'm stoked that quick scoping's back.
I'm
be pissed when it's happening to me.
I'm gonna try it out because I'm definitely gonna try to like grind for some camos, and like I snipe in this game in MW2.
Yeah.
The snipers in this game are like, I mean, for me, I don't like snipe all the time, so they're pretty good in my eyes.
Yeah.
But I'm sure for the sniper community that only snipe, they're probably trash.
Yeah, exactly.
But
like I'll pick them up and use them when I need to and have a little fun, but for the most part, I'm not like diving headfirst into the snipers.
I like spawning in with them and seeing what I can do right out the bat. Helps in rank too.
Oh yeah, no, in rank play it does big time.
Yeah,
because you do it a lot. You'll pull out the sniper on certain maps just to start it off.
Yeah, just start off. See, test the waters.
Right.
See how they are, and then if I can get away with a couple, I'm like, oh, okay,
they're terrible.
I can hold on to this for a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had like tac rifles and battle rifles and stuff, and LMGs and shotguns. We didn't like touch those.
No.
My hot take. I get why they have to have shotguns in the game, but shotguns just take no skill like whatsoever. And there was one that was like the AA-12, and you're just going around just getting popped.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm in Skid Row on the second floor, and like just getting destroyed.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's like I said on Favela, like people may have liked that map because like time we played it, people were just running around corners shotgunning, one-shotting you. You know, like that's what that map is for. If you want to play like a rat and use like some OP one-shot gun, that's the place you're going to get away with it.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm with you. I think some of those shotguns, I'd say the vast majority of them, I mean, they're a pain in the neck. That's like the whole point of them, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like you shouldn't be able to like cross map people or get like this insane range on some of them. You know, like consistently. Of course, that happens inconsistently from time to time, but there's some times where it's just it's too much.
Yeah. So those were like the main weapons. Overall, like you said, I would say it was the MCW and the Striker. Just use the majority of the time. I liked both of those weapons. They felt really comfortable. not much recoil at all, which I do like that, because I know a lot of people say COD has no recoil at all. Like the aim assist like just helps so much.
Yeah.
I can say that in this game they definitely like lowered the aim assist.
Yeah, they definitely
because I don't feel it dragging as much. So now it really separates the skill gap.
Yeah.
Like if you can snap on like really quick, yeah, there's no recoil, but you have to like lock onto your enemy.
Yeah.
And there's 150 health now. So like if you sway like a little bit in MW2, you can get away with like random headshots.
Yeah.
In this, like you can get gunned.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of times where I was doing it, and then a lot of times where that happened to me too.
Yeah.
The skill gap has definitely gotten a lot larger because of that. And yeah, you can definitely feel it. I mean, again, that's like another thing. You go from MW2 to this. If your shot is not that good, you'll definitely pick up on you. It'll be like, whoa, dude, like I'm just shooting out on Mars right now. Like I'm not getting anywhere.
It's going to expose a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like MW2, we've all done it. Like I've done it. Like I hit some shots. I'm like, that wasn't a headshot.
Yeah, there's no way.
Like I'm just shooting, and I know my recoil and aim assist is eventually going to lead to that.
Yeah, right.
And it does. And this, like, you can't get away with that.
No.
Really. Like, if you sway 1 to 2 bullets, you're going to die against a really good person that can snap.
100%.
But yeah, those are the weapons. I figured we can move on to, like, one of the big parts, which is, like, the perk system, gear system. We can start off with the vests, which is, like, it's weird. But there are 4 different vests. We could only use 3 of them. It was infantry, engineer, and gunner, and demolition. Demolition we couldn't get because it was level 30, but infantry was the main one that you like default one, and that increased like your attack sprint and like reduced the refresh time of the attack sprint. So that's what like everyone used for the most part.
Yeah, that's what I used.
Yeah, that's what I used too. And then like engineer, I'm sure you guys can figure out like what that does. Like if you played a lot of COD, it's like you get your equipment faster, your lethals, like whatnot, and like your field upgrades. And then the gunner is you spawn in with max ammo and you have like slightly faster reload speed.
Yeah.
So that one I can see myself using more of the infantry and like gunner, depending on like the map and like my play style. But
Gunner if you're trying to go for the nuke.
yeah. But like I mainly used infantry because when I took off infantry and put gunner on, I could feel the difference between like the shorter attack sprint.
Yeah, no, I agree. I played around with it, not in my custom classes. I just kept it as infantry. But then when I went to my other ones, actually no. When I had my custom class, I did try it once, and then I immediately like put it back off because it was like you said that difference. It's huge.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to play like fast, and
which is how we're trying to play.
Yeah, you're playing fast and like you're cracked because the movement's so much quicker.
Yeah,
like slide canceling's back, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, when you're like moving around like that, the attack sprint matters, and the refresh time of that matters. Yeah,
big time. The other ones that we had so far, like I would not sacrifice any of those for the faster sprinting.
Yeah,
I much prefer that.
Yeah.
So it's nice. I mean, so far they got 4. I don't know if they're going to add any more or if it's just going to be those 4. I hope it's just those 4.
Yeah,
they keep it simple.
That's what I wrote in my notes. I think it's just going to be the ones that were in the game.
Yeah.
Because I was going through and I took notes on like all the other gear that we'll go to, but it makes sense. Like demolition is you resupply lethal and equipment faster.
Yeah.
And so, you resupply it every 25 seconds, which that kind of seems like what is that perk in MW2?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it.
What is it? The one with the arm. One-man army.
Yeah.
Yeah, except it's probably not going to be as bad because you don't get like a whole like new class.
Yeah, well,
but you resupply like your lethals and whatever again.
Yeah, 25 seconds though is not too bad because one-man army pro, bro, you could like
do it anytime.
Yeah, you could do it multiple times in a life, and you could do it in like 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Like however long it took you to just choose your class and then for it to go like do that little bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was insane.
And now you get you get like noob tubes back then.
Yeah.
Now you just get like grenades and stunts or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, regardless, I'd imagine we'd be using like infantry and probably gunner. I do like how they even out or like balance each other because infantry, yeah, you want to run like really quick, be super into it. But when your ammo's out, like your reload speed, it's not like slow per se, but like you notice it when you're in the heat of the battle. And gunner is like the opposite. Like your attack sprint's normal, but you definitely reload a lot faster.
Yeah.
So there, it balances out there.
Yeah.
So you really have to pick and choose.
Yeah, but I do like how it's only a few selections instead of having like 9 or 10 things. Because again, I think that just gets into the realm of there's too much going on.
Yeah,
and like the decision making becomes a lot harder.
Yeah.
I see myself just using the first one. Like I'm pretty sure I'm going to use it the entire time.
I'm probably gonna like bounce in between both infantry and gunner.
Yeah,
but yeah, it really depends on like. Whatever the meta is. But the way that...
Demolition, though, could be good if you're playing Search.
Yeah, it could be, yeah. The way that I see these vests, because it's not in the normal perk slot or gear slot, I see it as in World War II, you know how they had like airborne infantry, like the different class setups? Like if you were infantry, you're an AR player. This is what this is, but you're not confined to only using like an AR or a sub.
Right, you can use whatever you'd like.
Yeah. So that's how I see it, because it's not even like I missed it at first because it's like above in the UI.
Yeah, exactly. Weapons. Yeah, it's like we're stacked right above.
Yeah. But yeah, those are the vests. And then we can move to like perk 1, 2, and 3, which are not called perk 1, 2, and 3. Right. But perk 1 is the gloves. And there are only 3 gloves. So I don't know if they're going to add more or not. But it's quick grips, scavenger, and commando gloves. So quick grips, I'm sure you guys can guess like what that is. Increase weapon swap speed. Scavenger, you resupply, and commando is reload while sprinting. Not a
long knife.
Yeah, not long knife. No, I mainly use quick grips. I didn't get to use commando, but that's probably the perk I would be using. Yeah, because reload while sprinting, that's pretty big, especially when you're a fast player.
Yeah, if you're gonna be running gunning, you just want to get that done.
Yeah.
I use quick grips pretty much all the time.
Yeah, which is increase weapon swap speed, which I just completely skipped this. We gotta go back a little bit. Secondaries, because they reminded me.
Oh yeah.
There are launchers. We didn't touch those.
No.
But the ones that like we did use was the Renetti, which is like the Raffica.
Yep, use that. That was the only one I used.
That's what I used, like the majority. And
that thing's insane.
The other one was, there are 3. The other one was WSP Stinger. That was like, it was fully auto. It was like what's that weapon? The PP2000 or something like that?
Yep.
P2000. It was like that, but I like the Rafficas more, so I use the Renetti.
Yeah.
But yeah, so using quick grips, like it was nice, like just switching over to that and just using the 3-round burst.
Yeah, but it will be nice when we like if they have knives as secondaries.
Yeah.
Like to be able to run with those and then be able to switch to the gun quick.
Yeah.
That's like what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen, because if you guys don't know, in like these newer games, if you have a knife as a secondary, you just move a lot faster because of weight. But yeah, so we're probably not going to be using quick grips. I'm assuming you and I are both going to be using commando.
More than likely.
Yeah, once the knife comes out and stuff. But yeah, so that's perk 1. Perk 2, there's way more, and it's like the more interesting one in my opinion. It's boots. So there was lightweight, climbing, stalker, tactical, and covert. So 5.
Which one did you use the most?
I used lightweight the most.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't... I didn't unlock stalker, but stalker's probably going to be bouncing around between like those 2. But lightweight, I'm sure you guys know what lightweight is.
Yeah.
Increased movement speed. You can like swim faster, which there was no water.
No.
Was there? Was there in a state, like a little river or something? No.
In a state? No. No, I don't think so.
Could you go to the back, like the boat warehouse, and jump in the water?
I don't know if you can.
I never tried it.
Back in the old one,
you couldn't.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think. No, in MW2 you couldn't do that.
In this one, like I didn't try it. So
you may be able to, but it's like nothing ever happens over there, so I wouldn't freak out about it.
Yeah. And there's climbing, so increase mantle. Which, by the way, the mantle speed's already quick without putting that on.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine what that does. And then Stalker, which is probably the one you and I are probably going to use the most, it's increased strafe and ADS speed.
Yeah, big time.
So I'm thinking back like ACR MW3, back and forth around the corner.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it feels like, but
yeah, I had to go and do like a side by side or just like playing with it and then put it on and see how much of a difference it is. Because I noticed it when I would take lightweight off. How much of a difference it was. You know, I much prefer having that one for perk 2.
Yeah. And then tactical, this could be another contender. It's increased slide distance. You have full ADS when sliding. And your stance and like crouch movement increases. So like if you're really good at finessing, like slide canceling and jumping through windows and whatever, this might be a good perk for you.
Yeah, I'm thinking about how it would work with slide canceling, you know, how it would change the movement. Like if someone was seeing you do it, like how much it would juke them out more, if at all.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking like the full ADS, like you can ADS completely into the slide cancel.
Yeah.
Because right now, the slide cancel in the game, if you slide cancel, there's a slight delay, and then you aim in.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's going to be fixed or if that's like intentional or whatever, but the tactical sounds really good if you're good at slide canceling, because you'll get that slight edge where you can ADS completely.
Yeah, as you're doing it, yeah.
Yeah, because if you do it in this game, which I don't know if it's going to be in the game or not completely, I think it is, sadly, but when you slide cancel into the tactical, which is like your gun to aim to the side.
Which, that like side note, like that whole tactical aiming thing, I can't stand that.
Yeah, I don't like it either. Because when you're, like, I slide cancel a lot. Like, I'm just used to it at this point. And, like, you go around the corner. Like, I understand why. It's more realistic, right? But it doesn't, it doesn't hinder, like, play style or movement. But it's a slight delay. You slide cancel into it, and then you turn your gun sideways, and you aim in.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, it's annoying.
Yeah, it is very annoying. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's times just in general when you go to aim, like for some reason it pops up, and I don't even hit, like I think it was hitting down on the D-pad.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't even be touching that, but then it would just like switch to that, and then I would ADS out and then back in, and then it would be fixed.
Yeah.
You know?
So I don't know if it's like, I hope it's a setting. Like if you half push on your button, it does the tactical, and then when you fully pull down, it senses that, oh, like now you want to do a full ADS.
Yeah.
I didn't play around with the settings too much, but if that is an option, I'm going to like lower that completely to where I can't even do that. Right. So if I just tap my aim in button slightly, I like fully aim in.
Right.
But yeah, and then the covert is eliminate like footstep sounds. So ninja.
Yeah.
So
huge win.
Yeah, there's a lot that like it balances each other.
Yeah.
Because we have to choose. Like, Stalker is super, like, you're playing super fast. Great ADS. Tactical, if you're really good at finessing, slide canceling everywhere, that's good. And then Covert is, you know, you have no footsteps. Dead silence. So, if you're fine slide canceling everywhere with everyone hearing you and, like, sprinting around, same with Stalker, then that's fine, but you're giving up dead silence.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think like the gear that they have right now, I mean, just like the first two, like playing with it, it's fun because each of them have a good trade-off.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Which I think I was worried at first about the gear system. Like at the end of the day, like it is just the standard perk system. They just changed the name perk to gear.
Yeah.
And you know, have like, you know, boots or, you know, whatever attached to the name of it. But going through it right now, like, it's nice that they all kind of check and balance each other.
Yeah.
You know, there's not one that's like one class that is just going to be like the like end all class, like that will always work. Like we have that right now in this game with MW2. Like we pretty much just have one that we'll use all the time. This one, I see that like we could play around with this one a lot more because all of them are good. Like there's no gimmick ones that suck, you know, or just like random ones that don't have any thought to them. Like they're all not like randomly situational. They're all really good.
Yeah.
It's all around your play style.
Yeah, exactly. And having the covert boots, which we couldn't unlock, by the way, that would be really good in S&D. Obviously, right? You have silent footsteps. As a perk 2, usually dead silence it's normally been a perk 3.
Yeah.
But now you have to, now you have to choose like dead silent or the covert boots or faster ADS. Like, but now people can hear you.
Yeah.
So it is a trade-off. And I can see different scenarios where you would want, one or the other.
And the footsteps too in this game are not, they're not insanely loud.
Yeah.
Like they're nowhere near as loud as MW2. Like if you don't have that stuff on and you have a good headset and it's cranked, you can still hear people.
Yeah.
But it's not as dinosaur-esque like it was in the last game.
Yeah. MW2 was, you can hear everything.
Yeah.
Which, good transition, because now we can go to perk 3 because there is a perk that helps that. So perk 3, there's EOD padding, which is reduced damage. So like flak jacket, like explosives fire, whatever. Tac mask, we've had tac masks before, like flash stuns, chalk grenades, all that. Then mission control comlink, which is another new name for hardline.
Why couldn't they just call it hardline?
Yeah, it's hardline. So
that's got to be up there for the longest perk name or longest like equipment name of all time.
Yeah. Cause it's funny because perk 3 is called gear, right? So this is all like the miscellaneous stuff that your character. So padding that you see on humans.
Yep.
And the tac mask, like you're probably gonna wear like the gas mask or whatever.
Right.
There's mission control comlink is like a headset or something. But yeah, for people that don't know what hardline is, because there's probably someone, which is crazy because you didn't play the OG MW2.
Right.
But it's you get. You reduce your kill streak by 1 or your score streak by like 125. So you get it earlier.
Yeah, so instead of like 5 kills for UAV, it's 4.
Yeah, if you need that crutch.
Right, if you're that trash.
Yeah, can't get one more for the nuke.
Yeah.
And then this one, which is really interesting, bone conduction headset. It reduces noise, allows improved footsteps and gunshots. And I have in parentheses in my notes, sound EQ.
Yeah.
Question mark. Because for people that don't know what sound EQ is in MW2, it basically lowers the noise of like gunshots and like grenades and everything, but it amplifies like the footsteps.
Yeah.
So you can hear people like from across the map.
Yeah, so I think that's sound EQ. Like, I mean, that's exactly what it was in the other. Like you just described it perfectly, and like that's what the description is.
Yeah, reduces combat noise, allows improved footsteps and gunshots. So again, if it's built into the game, that's fine. Like I never used it. I don't think we were able to unlock it.
No, I don't think so.
So we didn't really get to like test it or anything. But the whole like issue with the sound EQ in MW2 was like it's a setting on the PC.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even within the game. Like, this is a perk or a gear. It's in the game. I understand why that's in the game. That makes sense. I just really hope there isn't like a way to do another sound EQ on top of that.
Yeah, I know. I think, I would hope that it's just this perk.
Yeah.
Like you said, there is no way to go that next step above it because then it would be ridiculous. I mean, we haven't tried this yet, so I'll have to go test it out and see how much of an impact it has.
Yeah.
If like much at all.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the sounds, like the footsteps and overall sounds in this are pretty good.
Yeah.
They're not. I'm not over here like, man, there really needs to be something. Like this will change for when you get into search and destroy and some other game modes, but the way it is right now, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, because like we can run. We didn't have the Dead Silence boots. We can run around, and I'm not like annoyed of my character's like footsteps.
No,
like I can just run. I'm like, okay.
But I will say too, there were times where I died, and you can tell that the guy has a headset.
Oh yeah.
Like they can hear you.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, you could tell that there's plenty of people that don't have it on.
Yeah.
Whereas like even if you've got some guy like an MW2 who's playing through his TV, with like a crying kid in the background, he could still hear my footsteps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got to concentrate and like hear the sounds.
Yeah. So we'll see how much of an impact it ends up having. I hope it's like minimal.
Yeah, like if it increases the footsteps like slightly, that's fine. But if it increases footsteps to the point of like MW2, like right now, that's pretty like OP. And I'd imagine that'd be banned in like competitive.
Oh yeah.
I'd imagine it'd be banned like already in competitive.
Yeah.
But yeah. So there's that. Oh, and I'll add too, they added like red dots back to the mini map. So like having this, it would help players out even more that have headsets. It's like, oh yeah, we know how to read the mini map.
Yeah.
And we can like listen too. It's like a cheat code. You already know where they're coming from and you can hear them.
Yeah, which by the way, like side note, having red dots back is great.
Oh yeah.
It's weird, but it's great. Like
Yeah.
it's so strange that like last year it's one of the first CODs we haven't had it, and now it's like to have it back in, it takes a minute. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. Like I'm looking back at the minimap. I'm like, oh wait, there's someone there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like I can actually use this thing instead of me just trying to like now. I look at the minimap to predict where everything is going to be, but now I just know where everything's going to be because they tell me.
Yeah, exactly. And it really exposes. There's still people that don't know how to use a minimap.
Yeah, that's like 101.
Yeah, because in MW2, I don't know the amount of times that we've gone like. We flanked around, 3 people are shooting, we get 2, the third person's not even looking.
Yeah.
Because no red dot. I did a flank on Skid Row to the other side, like where the staircase is, and you can like head glitch the hallway.
Yep.
Flanked all the way around through the tunnel. 3 guys, I shot 2 of them. Third guy, even with red dots, still didn't turn around.
No, yeah.
I'm like, people all right. Triple.
Yeah, that guy's gonna need everything he can from the gear system to help him out.
Yeah. But yeah, and then there's 2 more that we couldn't use. It's a LR detector, which I don't know if this is gonna be that useful, but it warns hostiles of like lasers and like radiation.
Yeah.
Which like the radiation part's like weird. I don't know like what that's for. I mean, maybe
one of those kill streaks, like the microwave kill streak you throw down.
Oh, the Guardian.
Yeah. Fuck that thing.
Yeah. But that thing though, like, did it do damage? I don't think it did. I think it just slowed you down.
Yeah, I think it's just annoying.
Yeah. Oh my god, like going off topic here with the Guardian, I was playing on Favela, and then you know the freaking box that guy was head glitching on?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's head glitching on a box, and you can like look over into
it's that back roof, everyone, like opposite of the streets, like the total opposite. There's like the AC unit.
Yeah.
Right when you go up the stairs to the right. It's
and then you can look through into the broken like brick building.
Yep, to the right.
Like, the staircase that comes up.
Yeah.
Someone ran up and put the Guardian right there. So when you walk up the staircase, you like immediately go into slow-mo, and the person just had a line of sight sniping and just like sat there and just sniped.
I gotta tip that.
It's smart. It's smart. Yeah.
Smart.
But I was like,
but it's so cheesy.
I'm like, that guy like, ran all the way to that side, put down the Guardian. So when you go through that doorway, you slow down and ran back.
Yeah.
And just camped there.
That's like, man, that's like
tactical.
That's like some Metal Gear Solid stuff.
That's very tactical.
Yeah, seriously, dude. Go do that in like a more tactical, not an arcade shooter.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of wild.
But yeah, regardless. So there's and then one more gear is the Ghost TV camo, which is it's Ghost. Yeah. So while you're moving, like there's no UAVs, no you're not on the enemy radar or heartbeat sensor, which I like this where you have to keep moving.
Right.
Because
I don't mean to cut you off, but it says that it's only if you're moving. This works.
Yeah. So you can't camp.
Yeah.
So originally Ghost was like you're just not on the UAV.
Right.
So now you can't sit in the corner. You got to move.
Yeah. If you're running around, it works. If you are stationary, then it stops working.
Yeah.
Which, again, it eliminates the idea of people just sitting there with Ghost all day with the UAV spam.
Yep.
And they don't get called out.
Yeah.
This is still going to be it's still going to be annoying.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be some people that, I actually, this is the thing. I wonder how sensitive it is to not moving.
Yeah.
Like, is there a timer? Like, if you don't move for a second, like within the UAV, or literally you just like, even as you're mantling, like when you're not moving in that, like, does that count?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But like perk 3 is really nice. So there's like, I just named off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 perks.
Yeah.
In the gear spot. And like you really have to pick and choose. Like you got I'll use the old EOD padding, flak jacket, tac mask, ghost, and the sound EQ one.
Yeah.
Like that's like 4 really good ones. You really have to pick and choose.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. I can just see so many different like scenarios. I'm probably going to use EOD padding most of the time.
Yeah, I would think so myself.
Just because when we're playing, like we're like in the action, and especially if we're playing like Hardpoint or something, people are spamming nades like all the time.
Yeah.
or you can run tac mask for like the stunt flashes, whatever. But ghost is also super helpful. So
yeah,
I really like how this balances out. You can't like become OP.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. They all have like their pros and cons.
Yeah.
So it seems like for the most part you'll have a pretty balanced set of gear. Whatever you choose. Like I'm sure there's gonna be like of all the ones that they got, there's gonna be the 2 or 3 that shine out per gear slot, but it doesn't seem like there's going to be some that are just completely broken.
Yeah.
At least right now. Maybe that may change.
Yeah.
But right now they seem really good.
Yeah, especially with this bone conduction headset.
Yeah.
Like that could change it completely.
Right, it could.
Yeah. But I do like how when we're playing competitively, we really have to think, okay, we're playing S&D, you need to have dead silence on.
Yeah.
Like, a couple people need dead silence. Maybe not all of you, but you should have dead silence.
Yeah.
And you got to choose different classes. You can't just use this one class is going on S&D no matter what.
Yeah.
So you gotta use some teamwork.
Yeah. I mean, it's like so far again, like from the gear and from everything that we've had, like the gear system's a win.
Yeah, yeah. I like how they executed it.
Yeah.
It's basically a perk.
Yeah. I mean, I think we were definitely worried about it at first as to how they were describing it. But at the end of the day, like it is just your standard perk system.
Yeah.
And they all seem like they've got their checks and balances. So I'm happy with it. I can't really complain.
I'm too. If it's like this, like perk 1, 2, and 3, it's literally laid out like perk 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. And then the vest is just like, what, like if you want to play infantry, airborne.
Yeah, like your kind of play style. Like they had that back in was it World War II?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy with it. Now I just hope that like it's just all cosmetic stuff. They make like cool stuff for these perks.
Yeah, that's a huge thing that they can do with this when we get the full game is every one of these slots. Like if they're able to go and they're going to put in some sort of microtransaction thing too.
Yeah.
But if they allow us to customize this, I'm here for it.
Yeah. Like what if the tac mask? Like I get a really cool mask.
Yeah.
And I want to use that instead.
Yeah. Like you could. And another thing too that I liked in some other ones, like I can't remember if it was in Black Ops 4 that it was in or later ones. I think Black Ops 4 though, you could earn camos and stuff from zombies, and use them in that in multiplayer. Like, wouldn't that be cool if you had some camo that was like the mask was broken, but it had like a zombie's face underneath it?
Yeah, yeah.
But you could only get it through playing zombies.
Yeah,
that would be cool stuff to have.
Yeah.
I hope that they do that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and I wanted to mention too what is it? The gear system, how. I just left my brain, dude. Oh, gear system. When I hope that they're gonna release bundles, like obviously, but I hope they have ways in the game where, like for us, we're grinding a lot and we can unlock it through grinding the game. Because right now in MW2, they're doing this like weird like league pass thing. So if you log on every day, you unlock something new for the week, that's cool. Like. I'm pretty sure today we get the new like MW2 logo for our calling card.
Yeah.
And then yesterday or the day before, we got like a Black Ops 3 and 4 emblem.
Yeah,
2, 3, 4.
Yeah. It was like it's what do they call it? Like an animated emblem.
Yeah,
It morphs into all of them. That's cool stuff.
Yeah, see like reward like stuff like that. Like it's free.
But they didn't give us double XP.
Yeah, they still no double XP.
Double XP, bro. I was hoping for it.
And like I was thinking like because we'll jump to the lethals and stuff because we're not gonna go through like all of it, but there's something I want to talk about. But in MW2, I was playing last night and someone threw a grenade and I was like hovering over my like gunsmith and stuff and it was like customized. I was like, what the hell? Customize my grenade?
Yeah. And
I went and looked. You can buy like a bundle where your grenade is like a Halloween grenade. So when you throw it,
oh really?
And you kill someone, like something like pops up after you kill them.
Oh damn!
And I'm like, oh, they can do this with like the perk stuff.
Yeah.
Which would be cool, like customizing like the whatever you have.
Does it like explode into like a cloud or something like that, like a pumpkin cloud or something?
Something like that, and then like an animation, a noise happens, like a witch laughs or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, see, do that stuff. Let us unlock that stuff.
Right.
Like, because I couldn't use it, and I would have used that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Something small.
But you got to pay money, of course.
Yeah, $20. For that and like a skin.
Yeah,
and
I'm all set.
Yeah. Tactical and lethal stuff are, generic flash stuns, like all that. But I did want to mention the battle rage in this, which is what a lot of people are talking about in the beta.
Yep.
Battle rage in MW2 and MW19 has always been a field upgrade. But in this, it's a lethal, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's insane. It's like you regen health, you regen speed, and you resist. What do I have? I don't even know what that is. I can't even read that. Oh, you resist like attacks, like stunt and flashes.
Right.
So if you guys just go on Twitter, it's happened to me already. Someone pops battle rage because it's a lethal. Like you can do it anytime. Like when you spawn in, you can use it.
Yeah.
And your character becomes insane.
Yeah.
Like I've shot at someone like a whole mag and they don't die.
Right.
Because they're just like sliding around everywhere and they just turn on me.
And this was like really busted right at the beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they went and patched this a little bit.
Yeah. They reduced the time of the battle rage.
Yeah, thank God.
Reduced it from 10 seconds to 6 seconds.
Yeah.
So shout out Sledgehammer. Like that was quick.
Yeah.
It was like day one of the beta. They fixed it.
Because people are all over social media being like, dude, this is insane.
It's still busted though.
Yeah, I mean they gotta reduce just the overall strength of it or bring that down to like 3 seconds.
Yeah. I think it'd be the strength of it.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
It's too
I put a whole striker mag into the person.
Yeah.
And like they didn't die.
Yeah. That happened to me too, because you see the little icon pop up.
The icon,
like,
and they're just sliding and you're like, what the heck?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, are you kidding me right now? They got like the plates on. Right
Turn and burned on me, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's a lethal that I died from, and I was like, what the hell? I died on Favela. I was on the roof. It's called the Breacher drone. It's this fucking damn drone that you like throw out, and it just like circles an area. And if you like,
keep going.
it literally like flies in the sky. And if you're in that area, it just blows up.
I don't know if I came across this that much. I don't remember if I did.
Yeah, I died to it on Favela. I mean, I didn't run into it a lot. It was mainly just like frags and the typical stuff in Battle Rage. But yeah, someone was trying.
Came across a lot.
Yeah, someone just like threw the drone. I was like, what the hell is this? Like you see like it flying around.
Yeah.
And then it just killed me.
Nah, I mean, dude, the thing that bothered me the most in this was the microwave thing.
The Guardian.
Like,
the Guardian kill streak. Yeah.
And then the what is it? It's one of the I'm totally forgetting the name of it, but it's like it almost looks like some sort of like it's a device that you throw out. I can't remember the name of it. Like you earn it. It's like you use like L1 and R1. What's the term of that? What's that called again? What you get?
Your field upgrade?
Yeah, your field upgrade. I can't remember what it is. It's almost like a jammer that you throw out. I don't know exactly what it is.
Oh, was it the ACS? Like on the map, it had like I had notes on this. This thing's actually like kind of cool. It's called the automated computer spike.
Okay.
And if you throw it, you see like the radius like on the map.
Yeah.
And it captures a point and it temporarily like hacks your equipment. Your like enemy devices.
Oh, okay.
So it's like if you're trying to cap B or whatever, you could throw it and like not be there, and it's slowly like capping it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of insane because I don't know if you can do it like through walls or whatever.
You well,
and it'll be like slower.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work then because like you said that. I mean, the radius on that thing is big.
It is big, yeah.
You know?
But I will say, like, I used it and it's not fast.
No.
Like it's just like it's enough to where if you throw it and like you have that like slight sliver left and you die, like it'll cap it for you.
Now, do you know if they if you can like throw down 3 or 4 of those bad boys, does the time go up?
Oh, I don't know.
Can you imagine if like you're playing domination or something like that and like all your friends are running and you just throw them onto points?
Yeah, right. Like right off the bat, you all wait till the beginning of the round and then you run to A, you all throw it and then sprint to B.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. That'd be a cool idea.
Yeah.
Overpowered.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, dude, the sounds for me, though, like hearing that Guardian and hearing a couple other streaks that were just going on, I was losing my mind.
The Guardian's loud.
Yeah, it's very loud.
Yeah. It's just like a vibration the whole time. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
And it just never goes away.
But yeah, the ACS, like I thought we haven't had like anything like that in COD.
No, it's cool. It's an interesting idea. I mean, I think for us, like we're gonna be playing Hardpoint and like control, because I think control is coming into this.
Yeah.
I wonder if it does work in control. I'd assume it does.
Yeah, it's supposed to cap like objectives.
But again, I don't know if you could throw it anywhere, and like if as long as the point is within that radius, or it needs to be on the point. Because if it's anywhere and it's within that radius, that's kind of crazy.
I think it's because I've seen it like within the radius.
Yeah.
And it caps. But that is crazy. But I will say, like, it's not, I don't know if it's going to be significant enough to like do
make
anything.
that, be that big of a deal.
Because at the end of the day, I'm probably going to just run, the trophy system.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to be running this thing.
Yeah. The field equipment, like the most of the time.
Yeah.
Which, this is great. Dead Silence, not a field upgrade. So it's like, it's going to be like Cold War again. Like everyone's going to be running trophies.
Yeah.
Don't know how strong the trophies are, because I remember in Cold War, those things you could just spam.
Yeah. They were
like it took forever to kill them.
Yeah, they were brutal. So there's got to be a counter to it.
Yeah, and there has to be like a 2 to 3 limit of like nades and stuns on the trophies. So you can't throw like 3 trophies down. It takes like 5 per trophy.
Yeah.
Because that would be...
Then be broken.
Yeah, it'd be broken. Yeah.
I know.
But yeah, that was like the main stuff that I want to talk about. I got some like pros and cons that we can like end it off with.
Because I got one big con.
Yeah. We can start off with the pro first.
Yeah.
Red dots are back on the mini map.
Thank God.
Thank you, Sledgehammer. Should have been in the game before. So Sledgehammer fixed that. I like the TTK, the 150 health, because now it, don't get me wrong, I really like just ripping people's like heads off in MW2 and like snapping on people really quick. But now it's like it really requires skill to like kill someone.
Yep.
Because you got to get like those extra 2 to 3 bullets in, and you can really expose a bad player by that.
Yeah. So I agree with you. I like anything that makes that skill gap wider.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say another pro that I have that is in the same vein with that is the movement overall. It's a lot faster. It's so much faster than MW2.
Yeah.
And I like that. There's a lot. I feel like I'm more finessing, or more finessey.
Yeah.
That's even a word. I just feel like I can, put like my movement and like just the way that I play the game. It's on display more. I can show that off. So I like that with this game.
Yeah, this game's very side cancel-y.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah.
And I added side cancel. Like it's nice again to be able to do that. And again, I was very much like I'm indifferent about it. If it's not in it, whatever. It's in it, so I'm happy about it. It's quicker.
Yep.
You can expose people.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't know how to do it, you should try to learn how to do it if you've got a scuff. Even if you don't got a scuff.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely like a big gap. Like you can do a lot with it.
Yeah. And like with the higher TTK, yeah, you can slide cancel into the kill, but you still have to shoot straight.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure there are people that can slide cancel, but they don't have like the best shot. And then the person that's getting shot at can still gun you.
Yeah.
Because of the higher health. So, you got to be good at both.
Yeah, exactly.
You can really, really finesse, though, if you're really good if you're shotsy. You got really, really good movement. You're quick. Your shot is insanely straight. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it just takes practice.
Yeah.
To get good at it, but because it's in this game, it's definitely worthwhile to do.
Yeah, just don't overdo it because you're gonna get caught.
Yeah, plenty of times.
Bad.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, those were like just a few of my pros overall. Like, I like the weapons, the maps. Like, we're gonna get like better maps too. Like, I can't even like rate the maps. Like MW2 maps are they're good.
Yeah, I would say though, for me, like one of the cons I have with it so far, and it's got me worried, or just thinking about it, I guess, for the rest of the beta and just the full game, is the visibility. That's a con that I have, especially like when we played it on was it on Estate and then playing Favela. It's very hard to see people.
Yeah.
I don't know what that comes down to, if it's like just the overall colors and the graphics within the map, or the players aren't highlighted enough. But we both talked about this, and I saw a lot of people on Twitter were saying the same thing. But then again, something like if you play on Skid Row, it's not as bad. Rust is not that bad. Yeah. It's pretty easy to see people. So I don't know if there's going to be a map thing. Like when we go and we get the full set of maps, or like when we go play high rise, it's gonna be some maps are easier to see people, some are not so easy. You know, I don't know how that's gonna work out.
Yeah, I hope it's just map dependent because visibility, like that was one of like my major cons.
Yeah.
Too, and like the reason why we hated MW19 was because of visibility.
Yeah.
Like if we went back to MW19 now and played it, like I know you hate that game, but the movement's probably like relatively similar to this.
Yeah.
But the visibility in that is awful.
Yeah. No, I would not hate that game as much now if I went and played it. I know I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because I've played these games, and these games are in the same kind of vein as that.
Yeah.
So no, I definitely wouldn't. But you're right. The visibility in that game was brutal.
It was bad.
You know,
yeah.
It was very hard to see people. The maps were like too detailed.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like when playing on Favela or playing on Estate, there's so much detail where it's hard to kind of see what's going on.
Yeah.
You know? The characters just blend into the colors.
Yeah. And I was mentioning this before to you, like the realism of this, and like on Favela, for example, the sun's like shining on like to brick, projecting a shadow, and someone's in the shadow and you can't see them.
Yeah.
Where like in 2009, there was none of that. Like your character was just gray.
Yeah. We didn't have any ray tracing stuff yet that was going on.
Like everything was flat. It was just matte colors.
Yeah.
And Favela too, the amount of times that I've like went up the street and shot at the freaking like red light because I thought it was like an enemy. Like I've done it a lot because I thought it was a little like red diamond or whatever.
Yeah.
And apparently a lot of people have been doing that too. Because that light does change. It changes from red to green. But every time I've walked up that street, it's been a red light.
Yeah.
And I think it's someone like camping there.
Right. Yeah, so visibility is something that I would have to my cons.
Yeah. I added like, they can fix this, but like the battle rage.
Yep, battle
thing,
rage.
like
Fix that.
Either like reduce the health regen or whatever, and just make it not as strong because it's a lethal. Like you can spawn up, use it, spawn up and use it, spawn up and use it.
Yeah,
like that's just
broken.
so OP.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah, like this was a field upgrade. Like maybe we move it to a field upgrade.
Yeah, and I don't think that's as difficult of a move.
Yeah, and don't and still like reduce the the regen of it.
Yeah,
because it's actually insane.
Yeah.
And I added too, like it's not the biggest con, but the slide cancel delay. For people that have played it, you can like slide cancel, and then you feel a slight delay when you ADS. It's not like a full like ADS in like in Vanguard or MW19. In this, like you feel it slowly, and it's just not as. It makes it feel a little clunkier.
Yeah,
just because of that. Not the end of the world, but
yeah, I could see that. It does, like you said, it does feel a little clunky compared to previous CODs. I don't know if they're going to do anything to fix it.
Yeah,
you know, I hope they do because it just make life a little bit easier for us. But yeah, I'm not too sure. One con I could add to kind of close on that's got me worried. I'm sure you saw this too. Is the hacking?
Oh,
Did you see this?
Yeah.
Dude, first off, if you're hacking in a beta, you're a scumbag.
Yeah, before we get to the scumbags, though, I just want to mention with the slide canceling, like that might be intended because maybe the boots, the quicker like slide in ADS
may fill that gap.
Yeah, may fill that. So that might be intended. And again, like it's not the end of the world. To me, like the slide cancel is still fast. You can do it. But maybe if you add the boots, it like eliminates that delay. Because they have made like patches before where they like fix movement. Because I remember in Vanguard they fixed movement.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean they could do the patch, but I think you're more right in that the that boot might do it.
It might do it. Yeah,
know?
I don't know.
Yeah,
we haven't tried it.
Yeah, but we'll have to go try when we get it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I mean, if it's like most of the stuff, like if it's a big enough issue that people complain about it, then they end up fixing it. You know.
Yeah.
And I saw a decent amount of people who were complaining about that issue.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if it's on their list or at least on their radar of things that they want to be taking a look at.
It, yeah. Especially after like the boots, like when we unlock that, and then maybe they'll come out and say like, "This is why it's that delayed." But again, like I'm just being like really nerdy about it because I know a lot of people can't slide cancel.
Right.
So to them, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But like if you play enough COD like us, you feel that like not using it and then or the slide cancel with the delay, and then the slide cancel without delay.
Yeah, all those little small things become amplified.
Yeah,
when
because
you
we
play
do
the
it.
game, hours a day.
Yeah, and playing hours a day, like we don't want to run into these damn hackers because for some reason.
Let me say that again, bro. If you hack in a beta, you're a scumbag.
Yeah, a beta. And like I saw on Twitter too, to hack, like you have to do it in such a convoluted way.
Yeah.
Like you need to hook up like the PS5 to a PC. I'm like, dude, if you're spending the time to hook up a PS5 to your PC to download your hacks somehow onto your PS5 and hack on a beta, like you're a scumbag. You're a loser.
Yeah. Now there were people who were complaining about this, like being a rampant thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can't speak on that.
Yeah.
We didn't come across it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even know this was a thing until going on Twitter and seeing that people are talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not surprising,
Yeah.
It really doesn't shock me. There's millions of people that are playing this game. There's got to be a few people that just want to try to ruin it for everybody.
Yeah.
So obviously that's a big drawback to this for the people who had to deal with it, because I saw some clips where I was just like it was brutal. But I'm hoping that they have this fixed, and they have like a really good anti-cheat or just a good system in place to help mitigate any of this happening in the future, especially when the full game launches.
Yeah.
Because that was a big thing that we complained about with MW2.
Yeah.
With like when playing ranked, is there were a lot of people who would be cheating.
Yeah.
And there's people who cheat in pubs too,
Yeah.
It's impossible to get rid of cheating in video games.
That's this part, like it annoys me as a consumer so much because like we don't want cheaters, obviously, but on the back end, like like I've said it to you, like you ban 100 cheaters, 1,000 spawn up after that, because like I guarantee you these cheaters are making like bots for the cheats.
Yeah.
So when they get banned, they have like their own bots like deployed to cheat.
Yeah.
And like more accounts just keep popping up, and it's like a task that will never. You need like a whole team to just sit 24/7 and just ban people every single day. And even if you're doing it 24/7, you're never gonna be able to ban all of them.
Yeah.
And it's just that's like frustrating because like it's gonna. What's the definition of insanity?
Doing the same thing over and over again,
Yeah.
expecting different results.
And like that's what you have to do though.
Yeah.
Because you can't. I don't know. I think just opening it to PC
Cause the problem.
just caused so many like hackers, and like right now it's for PC people that pre-ordered it. So I'm sure it's probably going to be more rampant too.
Yeah.
Like people like hacking on PC, and it's just
that's
why?
The thing. Like again, it's a why. Like I don't understand why people have to be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's obviously a con, but it's just kind of a reality.
Yeah.
Of all these games, any PvP game you're going to be playing, I think you're going to be expecting this to an extent, unless there's a really, really good anti-cheat that's set up, which I hope that they end up having for this game to try to, limit this as much as they can, to the point where people aren't complaining about it online, making a big deal of it. But yeah, dude, just overall, like in a beta.
Yeah, really?
Like, bro, this beta is literally worthless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It's not even like the game. Like, if the game just came out and people are doing this, like, you're a piece of shit still.
Yeah.
But it's like, I see, like, you want to try to get ahead. I'm like, I don't want to see, like, I'm justifying, like, I get it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, you're being stupid, but you're trying to rank up.
Yeah.
This, I'm like, bro, what are you even hacking for?
Yeah, like you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Like hacking's just a waste of time in general.
Yeah.
Like just get better at the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can't believe there are people that spend their time trying to hack a beta.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Just ruining other people's fun. That's what they get their enjoyment out of. And that's over. Like, again, I think a big reason is the PC. Like, it sucks because you get so many people on PC and you can have so much more customization on PC, but then you open it up to all these people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a sad reality, but it is what it is. I mean, again, thankfully for us, like, I just had to throw that in there because maybe someone who's listening has experienced it. Again, personally, we haven't. We haven't had any issues with it.
Granted, we only played during the PS5
right.
or the PlayStation, like, open beta.
Right.
We didn't run into it.
Yeah, we didn't exactly.
The hacking that I saw, like, I saw part of it was, like, today when they opened it up to people.
Yeah. So that's where it becomes an issue. Again, for us, like we didn't have it, but for people listening, maybe they have. But it's just something to like. You got to make a note of it. It's on the radar. It's sad that it has to happen already, and people are going to be talking about anti-cheat and all this nonsense.
The game hasn't
even come out yet, but people are already trying to find a way to like, let me get to level 20 and get like my 2 KD, or like get like 50 kills and 0 deaths. Like, hack for the nuke. Like, bro, we don't care.
Yeah, and like the hacking will be like relevant when the game launches because season 1 of Ranked is supposed to launch in season 1.
Yeah.
Which is great news for us.
It's big
which, the CDL hasn't said anything yet, but if season 1 of Ranked comes out, does that mean the CDL's starting earlier? Like, who knows?
Yeah, exactly. What are they going to do for the choice of all these guns? Like, how are they going to make this playlist?
Yeah.
A lot of unanswered questions with it.
Yeah, and I know we might have mentioned it like last episode or a couple episodes ago, but this is good because, like, now even if the CDL starts later, like, say, end of the year or something, in December, that gives us time to like figure out Ranked. Like we're all like learning together.
Yeah.
And just like playing it.
Yeah.
And just testing out stuff.
Yeah.
And then we like get into the season and then we like learn from the real like pros.
Yeah. No, and I prefer it this way.
Yeah.
I prefer having it early so we can have our time and then, getting the full playlist at least. But again, I just don't know what that says for us because we want to be watching the CDL.
Yeah.
We're going to be. I hope that it starts early. I hope that's what it means.
Yeah.
Because then I'd be excited about it, so I don't have to wait, 12 years for the next season to start up.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be where they get all these rules. That's
exactly. Yeah. I'd much rather get Ranked earlier and then have the CDL like come out rather than the CDL come out and then Ranked like months later.
Yes, absolutely.
Because like now like you're fiending for competitive, but like you can't play it.
Play it yet. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, again, we'll see. The game comes out, dude, in a few weeks.
Yeah, I know.
So when you guys listen, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 weeks.
Yeah, which is nuts. And then by the time you're listening to this, we already finished up week 2 of the beta.
Yeah,
we're playing High Rise. I mean, yeah, like closing up, like it's been successful. Like it's been a good beta. There's a lot more pros than there are cons. I would say, and let me know if you agree. I would say that like this is it's a major step forward in a lot of ways. There's still like, some things that they got to work out. But it's like this COD already to me is far more enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's what it should have been. Again, from the beginning of the episode, this is what we should have had. Yeah. Right out the start.
Yeah. And like all the big things that needed to change got changed.
Yeah, exactly. And the COD Next event, which we didn't even talk about, but like overall, all the content creators there said that multiplayer is like their COD's back. Everyone's happy about it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they feel like that. And a lot of them have said like this multiplayer is going to bring COD back. And like a lot of people rated it like an 8 out of 10 for just multiplayer. That's a high score.
Yeah, it's very high.
In like recent years. So
yeah. I mean, and it's like from what we played so far, like it's got all the potential. It's going to be like it's hard to you cannot judge a game off the beta, especially with like the limited stuff that we've got. You got to put in the time, get the full game, and then you can really start to settle in and see where you're at.
Yeah.
But just from like the handful of hours that we've had so far, I'm very excited for it. It's a big step in the right direction, like I said.
Yeah. And I fully agree. Just got to put in more time, and then you can really fully understand it, which is what we're going to do with the MW2 review.
Yeah,
that will be coming out the week of the MW3 launch.
Yeah.
So you guys can listen to that and go right into MW3 because we're talking about potential. Man, the amount of potential this MW2 game could have had.
So make sure you
it was all there.
Get your popcorn, get your drinks.
Yep.
I'm going to strap in for that one because it's going to be a good one.
Yeah. And Sledgehammer just ripped it out of Infinity Ward and like, we're going to fix everything.
Yeah, they took it. Yeah, exactly. They just took everything that they should have done and they did it. And now everyone's praising them as being gods.
They did the bare minimum.
Yeah, they did the bare minimum.
Of what we wanted, and the game's already better.
Yeah. Imagine if they put in a little bit more effort.
I know.
Where it would have been.
And in MW3, we're going to have those MW2 weapons.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious to see how all that stuff's going to work. Yeah. But regardless, it's good. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, exactly. I'm happy for it. So again, we'll be grinding out for the next week while you guys are listening to this, and then we're just gonna be waiting until it comes out.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, we're keeping up with our season 6 grind.
We're almost there.
Yeah, we're almost there. Slowly but surely, we're picking away at it.
Yeah. 100-ish more levels for both of us.
Yeah. I'm 11-16, 11-17 right now.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
We're in good shape. I'm going to go play when I get home.
We just need one double XP weekend.
Yeah,
That's it.
Legit,
That's
bro.
it.
That's all we need.
Because the double XP tokens, yeah, they're nice, but I swear to God, you're lucky if you get like 4 levels.
Bro, I used one today and that's exactly what I got.
4? Yeah. Like, you got to be going from game to game, like, quick.
Yeah. And you got to be frying.
Yeah.
I die right off the rip with it. I'm like, no.
Yeah. And then you think, too, you're in your head, you're like, this is 1 hour.
I'm like, bro, I'm wasting
I just wasted 10 seconds.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I'm wasting right now. So,
yeah, well, 1 weekend, that's all we need.
That's where we're asking, please, Infinity Ward, give it to us.
The weekend before the game launches or something.
Yeah, anytime we can.
Yeah.
But, man, do you have anything else you wanted to add, or do you think you're good?
No, I think we're good. Let us know, like, what do you think of the beta? Because when you guys listen, like, the beta's completely over. So if you pre-ordered and played it, like, let us know what you think.
Yeah, absolutely. Be sure to go to the YouTube, which you'll be watching it right here. So just go down in the comments and let us know. And then of course we'll have a poll as well. Thinking if it was a W or an L.
Yeah.
Like for us, this was a big W. Just for week 1. I'm sure that with Horizon, it's going to get even better.
Yeah. Give us your overall rating.
Yeah.
Like out of 10, like in the YouTube comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kept everything, like we'll end it here, but they kept everything to its core.
Yeah.
Like I know on high rise, you can do the ladder. Yeah. Not the ladder, the whatever, that glitch where you get on the roof.
Yeah,
the teddy bears are there.
Yeah.
Like, everything's
what's that thing?
the same.
What do they call that?
Scaffolding?
Is this scaffolding? Yeah, I think you're right.
Or the crane.
No, not the crane you're talking about. Like you're talking about you can get up to the top of the roof.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
There's like the window washing platform.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
That's
what
it's called.
Yeah.
I guess whatever.
Yeah. So you can do that.
They stayed mega faithful. Which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
So, anyway, though, we'll close it on that.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody, again, for listening to episode 139 of the COD Casuals podcast. Again, you can go to the YouTube here to go listen to it, as well as anchor.fm/COD Casuals. We're on all streaming platforms, so whichever one you choose to go to, be sure to leave a rating, as well as answering the poll that we're going to be leaving there as well as going to our Instagram and TikTok for the short form. If you don't want to listen to the entire episode, we can go over there. We've been posting daily, as well as adding some memes and some other good stuff there. So be sure to go over there, give us a follow, give us a like, comment. We appreciate all that.
Yep.
And I think that's it, man.
Yep.
We're good. So again, this has been episode 139 of the COD Casuals podcast. We're your host, Mike.
I'm Justin.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, everybody.
See ya.